Hey guys, what's up? It's Eden coming at you with a part 3 to my series of creating sustainable and lifelong habits to pursue the best self, the best version of yourself that you can be. Okay, that was super awkward. I think I'm getting less awkward at being in front of camera, but it's still so awkward because I feel like the eye of the camera is looking at me. Anyways. Alright guys, so if you're new to my channel, my name is Eden, and like I said already, this is part 3 to a series called Creating Habits. I will link parts 1 and part 2 below, but they kind of build off each other, so go ahead and check those ones out too. And just to reiterate, for those of you who don't know, I'm in the process of recreating the habit of doing yoga on a regular basis. It's something that I did for a while, and then the second I stopped doing it, I fell right out of the habit, even though it was something I knew was good for me and I knew that I wanted to do. So in the process of trying to figure out how to recreate that habit, there's a lot of notes that I've been taking while I'm forcing myself to do yoga. There's a lot of notes I've been taking on my phone, in video, just in general, about how I feel and what are the best tips that I have as far as creating habits goes. So in my last video, I was reading you guys a journal entry, and today I actually wrote one down on my phone. So I'm going to be reading a couple excerpts from that, and the reason that it's on my phone is because earlier today I actually just got a sudden burst of energy and I decided to go for a run. And I hate running, but you know, I was just kind of feeling the feels, and while I was running I was thinking to myself, why am I in the mood to run right now? Because when I started running I was like, man, this sucks, but I was pushing myself, and then when I stopped I would have like little realizations along the way, and I was trying to kind of formulate why I was running. And I'm just gonna start there and start reading this little thing from my phone. So I'm actually feeling really motivated right now. In fact, I just went on my first run and I hate running. I'm actually not enjoying the act of running, and maybe that's because I suck at it, true. But the second I started running, I started reflecting on why the hell I have energy to run right now, LOL, and thus these notes happened. So I was taking small breaks in between my run to document my thoughts, because I, for one, forget everything if I do not do it in the very moment, which is something I definitely have to work on. If any of you have any memory skills, let a girl know. I feel truly motivated because I think that I'm in the process of physically documenting how this process of habit creating has been for me, and I can see how it is slowly changing my mindset in the way I look at opportunities. And I'm still in the first week, so I've only been trying to create a new habit of doing yoga on a regular basis for about a week now, and I really wanted to get back in the game of it. The first few times I really had to force myself to do it. In fact, I'm still pretty much forcing myself to do it, like I said, even though I know it's good for me. But it's only been about a week, I'd say, since I really started implementing this practice and trying to like search for tips and hacks and tricks and whatever. And I can already physically feel it changing my mindset to a sense of more positivity, and not feeling like something that I necessarily have to do, but kind of leaning in the direction of something that I want to do. Which is a great feeling. It's just like a happy aura that's shining above me. And I'm still in the first week, but I just got a sudden burst of energy and decided, why not do a little extra cardio today and work up an appetite for the delicious Uber Eats that I'm going to have delivered to my house in an hour. It was so amazing, by the way. Is it bad that I waited for my boyfriend to go to work before buying myself food? Nah, I don't think that's bad. Anyways, sometimes I just get an idea that pops into my head and I'm like, it makes so much sense. I start analyzing it and I'm like, that works. That is something that works. It's not something that I got from someone else. I physically know that it's worked for me and I want to share it. It's truly documenting the process. So basically, the neighbor's dogs be like. So basically, my tip for you today is to document the process. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what your starting point is, whatever. I don't care if you, well, I do care, but I don't care if you like your body right now, the way it looks, whatever. I want you to take some progress pictures of yourself, and even if you're not happy with what you see necessarily, take them and store them away for a while, and then you can reflect on them later just to see how far you've come over a period of time. Whether it's with weight, whether it's whatever it is. Take some progress pictures if you so desire. But another way that I've been documenting my feelings and everything really is by video, and I think that's what's making me feel so much better, is that I'm able to get my words and my thoughts and my tips out on video, and I can always reflect back on them because they'll be up on my YouTube channel and I have them saved on my laptop. Because to be honest, not everybody likes journaling. They don't like it, they're not in the zone for it, or they feel like they don't have time for it. Once again, that's a habit that you have to form, but if not everybody wants to do that, there's always going to be a way that you can document your process, and I guarantee you that it is such an important thing to do. So journaling, progress pictures, taking a video, and you don't even have to upload the video. You can strictly save it for yourself as a sense of reflection, and then you can take another video like a week later, a month later, whatever, document how you feel, look back and say, oh wow, this has changed, I can do better in this way, I can do better in this way. We want to look back on these times in our life in a place, in a non-judgmental place, and just make third-party observations. What's going good, what's going bad, etc., etc. And another thing you can do is, if somebody is on some sort of transformative process with you, or somebody wants to create a certain habit with you, they can be your accountability factor. And it's always such a good idea to have somebody that you can talk to about your progress and where you're at, and kind of help hold you accountable. Just recently I decided I was going to try to stop eating past 8 p.m. and frankly, I don't think that eating right before bed or not right before bed is a good or bad thing, but the fact is that I was eating past 8 p.m. even though I was not hungry at all, just because there was something sweet that I wanted. So that was my only reason for wanting to do that. So I had one of my friends, my old yoga teacher, basically be my accountability factor. So I told her my plan, and it's a lot easier when there's help and when there's somebody else cheering you on and rooting you on. Anyways, yeah. Next, record your feelings once a day, twice a day, once a week, however much you want. Record when you're feeling good. Record the physical and mental changes you're noticing, but pay special attention to the mental changes and not as much to the physical changes, and I'll tell you why. This goes back to a point I made in my very first video of looking at your physical self in a mirror, like a body mirror or anything, on a regular basis, like every day, a couple times a day. It can be really detrimental to your mental progress. And that's because you might look at yourself and think, I'm still not where I want to be, or why am I not there yet? But these little changes day by day, you're hardly even going to notice. What you're going to notice is the changes you made now versus 3 months ago, or now 3 months later. Those are the changes that are going to be the most impactful. But if you are staring at yourself constantly, you are more susceptible to judging yourself, because we are our own worst critic and we are our own worst judgment. Back to what I was reading. So my advice would be to, 1, only take physical document occasionally, whether it's once a week, once a month, whatever, but not once a day. And 2, document your mental game more often. If I felt the urge to look at my physical self in the mirror, I would think to myself, how am I feeling? How is my body feeling first? If I'm feeling good, when I look in the mirror, no matter what I see, I know that I'm feeling good looking like that. I don't want my physical appearance to dictate how I'm going to be feeling for that day. So establish how you're feeling before you go and look at your physical self. Hope that makes sense. And I know we don't all like or feel like we have time to journal. You don't have to. Take a short video on your phone, blah, blah, blah. I already said all this. Let me just find where my point is. I kind of lose my track pretty often, and I can't all keep it in my head, especially when I said this camera looks like it's staring right back at me. So it's a little awkward. But I'm getting the hang of it, I think. And I hope the lighting's good too. It's getting kind of late. So figure out what works, but document in all caps. And the reason why I say that is because 2 weeks went by very recently where I felt like I was in a slump. I felt like, considering how hard I was working, I should be feeling better than I was. Truthfully, I was eating out a little bit more than I usually do, eating a little bit more refined grains and breads than I usually do, but I felt that overall, considering how hard I've been working and how easily I get stressed out to get shit done all the time, I felt like I should have been feeling better. So it really kind of tore down at me for a few days over the course of about a week or 2. So that day, it was September 11th, I decided to take some progress pictures, just because I was at a point where I was feeling really down, and I wanted to see, have I even made any progress? Because honestly, Even though I haven't been looking at myself in the mirror nearly as much, I didn't even know if there was changes being made. The only thing I could tell was that there was a little bit more definition in my shoulders. So I wanted to take some progress pictures. I really felt that it was time to see if I had made progress. And let me tell you that when I took those progress pictures, I was actually so blown away. I'm so happy that I took pictures before, because even though I didn't necessarily like how I looked at that moment, which is something I definitely should have practiced more, self-love. When I saw the progress pictures, the pictures from 2 months ago versus now, I realized just how hard I was on myself. And I think a lot of us are in a position where we are so much harder on ourselves than we should be. We have such high expectations of ourselves, and we always feel like we need to reach them. And, you know, when we don't, sometimes we just have mental breakdowns and we're not feeling our greatest. I'll probably show a little picture of my progress pics up in the corner, but these happened from, I don't know, because I felt like I wasn't really working out super consistently. I was going anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week. I didn't have a structured plan. I was eating about 80% good, 20% like total shit. And I was still seeing amazing progress. So that just goes to show it's about what you do most of the time, not all of the time. I'll also link my Instagram below if you want to check out my little spiel on that too, at The Sacred Gemini. I was shocked at what my body was capable of, even though I felt like I wasn't doing nearly as much as other people seem to be doing. It was small changes that I fucked up a lot along the way, hence the 20%, and then I realized I was being way too hard on myself, as we all are. So in conclusion, what I want you guys to take from this video is to document your progress, your feelings. What are you doing differently? Stay in tune with yourself. The goal is to reconnect to our inner selves, listen to our bodies. What is our body telling us? What does it want? What do we need to push ourselves? We're forming habits. So when we keep in touch with how we're feeling and what's working, what isn't, then we can alter it in a way that works best for us. And if you guys have any questions about this one, I feel like I did a lot more rambling, then please leave them down in the comments, because I would love to do a bit more research from personal experience on those and touch up on those in another video. But that is about all I have to say for right now. Alright guys, hope to talk to you soon. Bye! I also just wanted to say that I'm sorry my hair always looks like this. I really should maybe do it a little bit nicer. I don't understand how these YouTubers have such nice, glowing, gorgeous hair and makeup done, because my hair is literally crazy. It's like that half straight, half curly kind of hair, and then the red's all faded so it's orange. So like, I mean, shoot. No judgment. I'm not judging myself. I'm beautiful the way I am. I'm being so counterintuitive right now. Ugh. I'm working on it. I'm only human. Okay, bye.